All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. A man can be himself only so long as he is alone, and if he does not love solitude, he will not love freedom, for it is only when he is alone that he is really free. With people of limited ability, modesty is merely honesty. But with those who possess great talent, it is hypocrisy. Every possession and every happiness is but lent by chance for an uncertain time, and may therefore be demanded back the next hour. Buying books would be a good thing if one could also buy the time to read them in, but as a rule the purchase of books is mistaken for the appropriation of their contents. Sleep is the interest we have to pay on the capital which is called in at death, and the higher the rate of interest and the more regularly it is paid, the further the date of redemption is postponed. Rascals are always sociable, more's the pity. And the chief sign that a man has any nobility in his character is the little pleasure he takes in others' company. A man's face as a rule says more, and more interesting things, than his mouth, for it is a compendium of everything his mouth will ever say, in that it is the monogram of all this man's thoughts and aspirations. We can come to look upon the deaths of our enemies with as much regret as we feel for those of our friends, namely, when we miss their existence as witnesses to our success. Suffering by nature or chance never seems so painful as suffering inflicted on us by the arbitrary will of another. It's the niceties that make the difference. Fate gives us the hand, and we play the cards. The difficulty is to try and teach the multitude that something can be true and untrue at the same time. Boredom is just the reverse side of fascination. Both depend on being outside rather than inside a situation, and one leads to the other. Honor means that a man is not exceptional, fame, that he is. Fame is something which must be won, honor, only something which must not be lost. Newspapers are the second hand of history. This hand, however, is usually not only of inferior metal to the other hands, it also seldom works properly. For an author to write as he speaks is just as reprehensible as the opposite fault, to speak as he writes, for this gives a pedantic effect to what he says, and at the same time makes him hardly intelligible. In the sphere of thought, absurdity and perversity remain the masters of the world, and their dominion is suspended only for brief periods. If we were not also interested in ourselves, life would be so uninteresting that none of us would be able to endure it.